Have you ever wondered why some people seem to move forward in life no matter what obstacles stand in their way, while others, with the same opportunities, stay stuck in the same place year after year? It's not intelligence, it's not luck, and it's not talent. The difference lies in one word: discipline. Discipline is often misunderstood. People hear the word and immediately think of rules, restrictions, or punishment. They think discipline means denying yourself happiness or living without freedom. But the truth is the opposite. Discipline is not the enemy of freedom. Discipline is the path to freedom. Self-control is not about losing joy. Self-control is about creating the life you want without being enslaved by impulses, distractions, or weaknesses. Think about it. A person without discipline is controlled by their cravings, their habits, their emotions. If they feel lazy, they waste the day. If they feel tempted, they give in. If they feel afraid, they quit. They are not free. They're prisoners of their own impulses. True freedom is the ability to act according to your goals, not your moods. And that requires discipline. The psychology of discipline is fascinating because it shows us how the brain actually works. Our minds are wired for comfort. Left unchecked, we will always choose the easy path, the immediate pleasure, the short-term relief. But the easy path rarely leads to long-term success. Discipline is the conscious decision to resist short-term comfort for the sake of long-term growth. It is the mental muscle that allows you to delay gratification and build the future you want. Consider the famous marshmallow experiment done with children. Marshmallow was placed in front of them, and they were told they could eat it immediately or wait 15 minutes and receive 2 marshmallows instead. Some children gave in instantly, others waited patiently. Years later, when researchers studied their lives, the children who had practiced self-control, who had the discipline to wait, were more successful in school, careers, and even in relationships. That small test revealed a powerful truth. Discipline is destiny. Now, look at the lives of the most successful people in history. Every single one of them practiced discipline. Athletes who rise to greatness wake up before dawn, train while others sleep, and follow routines that push their limits. Writers who change the world sit in silence for hours, putting words on paper even when inspiration doesn't come. Leaders who transform nations control their emotions, resist distractions, and remain steady when others panic. None of this is possible without discipline. But why does discipline feel so hard? Because it goes against our natural wiring. The brain's reward system is designed to crave instant gratification. Social media notifications, junk food, television, endless scrolling. All of these feed the brain small doses of pleasure. The more we give in, the weaker our self-control becomes. But when we practice discipline, when we choose not to give in, we strengthen that mental muscle. Just like lifting weights builds physical strength, resisting impulses builds psychological strength. Freedom through discipline is one of life's greatest paradoxes. At first, discipline feels restrictive. Waking up early feels like a burden. Saying no to distractions feels like sacrifice. But over time, these habits build a life of freedom. Waking up early gives you time others don't have. Saying no to distractions gives you focus that others lack. Sacrificing short-term comfort builds long-term peace. Think of it this way. A person without financial discipline spends money carelessly. They enjoy the moment, but years later, they are trapped by debt, stress, and limitations. A person with financial discipline, however, saves, invests, and controls their spending. At first, it feels restrictive. But years later, they are free from debt, free to travel, free to live without worry. Discipline bought them freedom. When you live without discipline, you enjoy short-term comfort, but suffer long-term pain. When you live with discipline, you accept short-term effort and gain long-term peace. Think about health. Eating without control gives pleasure now, but leads to sickness later. Eating with discipline, exercising daily, caring for the body, it feels hard today, but it builds strength, vitality, and freedom tomorrow. Even time itself is ruled by discipline. A person without time discipline wastes hours, days, even years. But a disciplined person uses every moment with purpose. They create free time, achieve more in less time, and live life on their own terms. The psychology behind this is simple but powerful. Every time you practice self-control, your brain strengthens its willpower. It builds like a muscle. The stronger your willpower, the freer you become. You are no longer a prisoner of temptation, fear, or laziness. You act according to your values, not your impulses. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This is the essence of discipline. Mastery of self is the highest form of freedom, and it comes not from doing what you want in the moment, but from doing what is necessary for the life you truly want. Look at the successful people you admire. Behind every achievement, there is discipline. The athlete who trains before sunrise, the entrepreneur who works while others party, the artist who practices in solitude for years, the student who studies while others are distracted. These are not stories of luck. These are stories of self-control. But here's the deeper truth. Discipline is not about punishment. It is about alignment. Lining your actions with your highest values, lining your habits with your long-term vision, choosing purpose over pleasure, growth over comfort, freedom over slavery to impulse. To build discipline, start small. Wake up at the same time every day. Exercise for 10 minutes. Read instead of scrolling. Choose water instead of soda. Each small victory builds strength. Each act of self-control makes the next one easier. Over time, discipline becomes natural, effortless, automatic. But beware of excuses. Excuses are the enemy of discipline. I'll start tomorrow. I'm too tired. It doesn't matter this once. Every excuse weakens discipline. Every excuse takes away freedom. The psychology of discipline demands consistency. Even when you don't feel like it, you act. Even when you are tired, you show up. Even when no one is watching, you keep going. That is how freedom is created. And the reward. The reward is not just success. The reward is peace. Peace in knowing you are in control of yourself. Peace in knowing you are not a slave to cravings, impulses, or distractions. Peace in trusting yourself to follow through. This inner peace is the foundation of true freedom. History gives us powerful examples. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, disciplined his mind daily through reflection and writing. His discipline freed him from fear, anger, and greed. It gave him wisdom in leadership and calmness in chaos. Nelson Mandela, 27 years in prison, yet he did not break. He disciplined his thoughts, his emotions, his spirit. Even in captivity, his mind remained free. That inner strength later gave freedom to an entire nation. This is the psychology of discipline. It is not about chains. It is about freedom. Freedom from weakness. Freedom from distraction. Freedom from fear. Freedom from anything that seeks to control you. So how do you begin? Start today. Take one small action that requires self-control. Wake up when the alarm rings. Resist checking your phone first thing in the morning. Read for 20 minutes instead of scrolling. Drink water instead of soda. Each choice is a victory. Each act builds the muscle of discipline. And as you continue, your life transforms. You will achieve more with less effort. You will find peace in consistency. You will gain freedom in structure. You will realize discipline is not a cage. It is the master key. The key to everything you desire. Remember this truth. Without discipline, freedom is impossible. Without self-control, success is unreachable. Without mastery of self, life is chaos. But with discipline, anything is possible. The psychology of discipline teaches one simple lesson. True freedom is not doing whatever you want. True freedom is having the strength to do what you must. When you embrace that truth, when you choose discipline daily, you discover a freedom greater than comfort, success deeper than pleasure, and a peace stronger than chaos. So ask yourself today, are you a slave to impulse, or are you living free through discipline? The choice is yours. Choose discipline. Choose freedom.